I was a geneticist. For 30 years, I studied genes and facial features at the university. When I look at the shape of someone's eyes, I can tell whose child they are. The angle of the nose, the jawline, the position of the ears. Everything appears according to the genetic blueprint. But I wasn't prepared for what I saw in the backyard that day. The moment I looked at my granddaughter's face, I knew everything. This child wasn't my son's daughter. My name is Eleanor Mitchell. I'm 64 years old. I've been living alone since my husband passed away 5 years ago. My son Ryan is my only family. He's 35, successful as an architect. He remarried Jessica 3 years ago. And 2 years ago, my granddaughter Emma was born. But I'd never met Emma. Not even once. At first, I understood. New families need time. Jessica was a young mother, probably overwhelmed. But whenever I suggested meeting, Jessica found reasons to decline. Emma is really shy around strangers. Maybe when she's a little older. She has a cold right now. She sent me photos. But they were always from a distance. Her face wasn't clear. Blurry. When I asked about video calls, Jessica laughed. She's sleeping right now. She's cranky today. Next time, I promise. I told myself to be considerate of the new family. Not to push. But deep down, a small sense of unease was smoldering. And so, I started investigating. 30 years as a geneticist. I was used to observing. To finding patterns. First, I gathered all the photos Jessica had sent. 47 of them. I analyzed them all. The child's face was always blurry. Taken from far away. Wearing a hat. Turned to the side. Not a single photo showed her face clearly from the front. This wasn't a coincidence. It was intentional. Next, I asked Ryan. When's the last time you held Emma? My son looked up from his phone. Huh? Emma. When's the last time you held her? He thought about it. 2 weeks ago, no, maybe 3. Why? Work's been busy. I've been at the office late every night. I asked my next question. What's Emma's blood type? I don't know. Her birth certificate. Jessica keeps it. Have you ever seen it? He shook his head. A chill ran through my chest. The next day, I took action. I searched Jessica's social media. Instagram, Facebook, everything. Tons of photos of the child. But all from a distance. Blurry. Profile shots only. But I looked for records from before Jessica started posting, 3 years ago. And I found it. A post from 6 years ago. Wedding photos. But not a wedding with Ryan. A different man. I saved the photo. Next, I searched public records. Marriage records. Divorce records. As Eleanor Mitchell, with my genetics research at the university, I had access to public record databases. And I found it. Jessica Harper, maiden name Miller. Married David Harper 6 years ago. Divorced 4 years ago. Reason, child neglect and gambling addiction. Custody went to David Harper. 1 daughter. Mia Harper. Currently 5 years old. My hands trembled. Emma was supposed to be 2 years old. But according to these records, Jessica had a 5-year-old daughter. And for the past 3 months, Mia Harper had been registered as missing. Last Thursday, Ryan called. Mom, want to come over next weekend? I think we can finally let you meet Emma. My heart jumped. Really? Yeah. Jessica says she's ready. I want to show you the new place too. I took a deep breath. Send me the address. Saturday morning, I got in my car. But I didn't enter the new address Ryan had sent into the GPS. I entered the address of Ryan's old house. The house he lived in when he was single. Because last night, I'd made another discovery. Electric company records. Ryan's old house was still using electricity. $200 to $300 a month. Someone was living there. I arrived at the old residential neighborhood. The single-family home Ryan lived in during his bachelor days. The yard was overgrown. The mailbox was overflowing. But from the back, I heard a faint sound. I got out of the car. Walked around the house. The backyard was neglected. The grass was tall, and dirty water had collected in the pool. And then I saw a small shadow. A little girl. So thin. Her clothes were dirty, her hair tangled. She was kneeling on the ground. Holding a can of dog food. Scooping out the contents with her bare hands. Eating it. My heart stopped. Are you okay? The girl looked up. In that moment, my 30 years of research all aligned in my head. The shape of her eyes. Almond-shaped, dark brown. The angle of her nose. Straight, with a delicate bridge. Her jawline. Pointed. Every feature was screaming. This child wasn't Ryan's daughter. Genetically, it was impossible. The girl tried to stand up and stumbled. Then collapsed to the ground. I rushed over. Knelt down and checked her pulse. Weak, but there. She was breathing. Hey, can you hear me? The girl slowly opened her eyes. Looked at me. And whispered. Grandma. My chest tightened. It's okay, you're going to be okay. I'm here now. I pulled out my phone with shaking hands. First, I called 911. 5-year-old girl, unconscious, severe malnutrition. 247 Maple Street. Next, I called my son. Ryan. Come to the old house right now. An ambulance is coming. Mom. What happened? Just come. Now. I hung up. I picked up the girl. She was too light. Like nothing but skin and bones. It's okay, Emma. You're safe now. In the distance, I heard sirens. The ambulance arrived. The EMTs put the girl on a stretcher and gave her oxygen. I climbed into the ambulance too. During the 15-minute ride to the hospital, I held the girl's small hand the entire time. It was cold. So cold. When we arrived at Aurora Medical Center, doctors and nurses swarmed. I sat in the waiting room. My hands were shaking. 30 minutes later, a familiar face appeared. Eleanor. Dr. Sarah Chen. My former colleague, now a pediatrician. Sarah, how is she? She's stable. But Eleanor, this is severe neglect. She hasn't had a proper meal for at least 3 days. She's dehydrated too. I gasped. There are old injuries too. On her arms, her back. This is abuse. My fists clenched. What about the parents? I don't know. You think she's your granddaughter, right? I lowered my voice. Sarah, I want to verify this child's identity. Can you do a DNA test? You think this isn't Emma? I need to be sure. And keep it quiet. Sarah nodded. Understood. Just then, I heard running footsteps. Mom. Ryan came running, out of breath. His face was pale. Where's Emma? What happened? We moved to an empty waiting room. I looked my son straight in the eye. Ryan, there's something I want to show you. I took out my phone. This is a photo from Jessica's wedding 6 years ago. She was married to a man named David Harper. Ryan's face froze. What? I showed him the next screen. Divorce records. The reason was child neglect and gambling addiction. Custody went to the ex-husband. But that's one daughter. Mia Harper. 5 years old. Missing for the past 3 months. Ryan collapsed into a chair. Emma's supposed to be 2 years old. Ryan, a child named Emma might not exist. What are you saying? I took a deep breath. When's the last time you really held Emma? When's the last time you saw her face clearly from the front? Have you ever seen her birth certificate? Do you know her blood type? The color drained from his face. You don't mean. I ordered a DNA test. We'll have results in 24 hours. Ryan took out his phone with trembling hands. I'm calling Jessica. Right now. Wait. I stopped my son's hand. We can't alert her. We need to gather evidence. All of it. 24 hours later, Sarah came with the results. We were waiting in a private room. Ryan and I. Sarah's face said it all. Ryan, this child isn't your daughter. There's zero genetic parent-child relationship. Ryan's hands trembled. He gripped the table. His knuckles turned white. But I've been with her since she was a baby. Were you there for the birth? He shook his head. I was at work. Jessica said it was an emergency C-section. By the time I got to the hospital, she was already born. But she was in an incubator, and I couldn't see her for 3 days. I put my hand on my son's shoulder. Ryan, this wasn't an accident. It was all planned. He looked up. Determination filled his eyes. We're gathering evidence. All of it. That night, we took action. I used the university database to collect all public records. Jessica's previous marriage. Divorce court records. False DV allegations. Loss of custody. Gambling addiction treatment records. Ryan searched through the house. Jessica's drawers. Closets. Everything. And he found it. Casino receipts. $180,000 over the past 3 years. Credit card statements. All debt. And hidden photos. Photos of Mia. Real photos, taken from the front. Written on the back. Mia, 3rd birthday. Mommy always loves you. But the date on that photo was a year before Ryan and Jessica got married. The next morning, I made a call. Detective Marcus Brown. A detective specializing in missing children. Detective Brown, I have something to report. I found Mia Harper. 48 hours later, we had all the evidence. DNA test results. Medical records. Evidence of abuse. Public records. Casino receipts. Bank account history. And Mia's testimony. At the hospital, Mia woke up. We approached her bed carefully. Hi. I'm Ryan. The girl answered in a small voice. New daddy. Ryan's face contorted. What's your real name? Mia. Mia, don't be afraid. Can you tell us the truth? She nodded. Mommy told me. She said new daddy can't find out. Find out what? That I'm here. Ryan took a deep breath. Why were you there, Mia? I was scared of daddy. Mommy said daddy was bad. So I ran away to mommy. And then. But. Mommy left me there. At the old house. For how long? I don't know. Mommy came sometimes. Brought food. But she stopped coming. My heart ached. Mia, What's your real daddy's name? David. David Harper. Ryan looked at me. We're finding her real father. Detective Brown called. We found him. David Harper, 32, firefighter. He filed a missing person report for his daughter 3 months ago. Where is he now? Aurora Fire Station. He can be here in 20 minutes. Bring him. In the hospital lobby, a man stood staring out the window. Early 30s. Wearing a firefighter's uniform. His eyes were red and swollen. His hands were shaking. Mr. Harper. The man turned around. Yes. Are you the ones who found my daughter? Yes. Mia is stable. David's knees nearly gave out. I pointed to a chair. He sat down. Covered his face with both hands. His shoulders shook. 3 months. I've been searching for 3 months. The police, they suspected me. Because of what Jessica said. That I abused my daughter. I sat next to him. It was all lies. The medical records prove it. All of Mia's injuries are from the period when Jessica had her. David looked up. Tears streamed down his cheeks. Can I see her? My daughter. Of course. But first, there's something we need to tell you. Ryan stepped forward. I'm Ryan Mitchell. Jessica's husband. David's eyes widened. She remarried. And for 5 years, she lied to me that Mia was my daughter. What? I explained. Everything. The fake pregnancy. The forged ultrasound photos. The birth lie. 5 years of deception. David stood up. Clenched his fists. She used my daughter. For money. Ryan pulled out the bank account records. $5,000 every month. All of it went to casinos. David's face twisted with anger. She abused my daughter. Starved her. For money. We were both deceived by her. I stood between the two men. But now we have evidence. All the evidence. Evidence to completely corner her. That afternoon, we made our plan. Eleanor, Ryan, David, Detective Brown, and the lawyer. Here's the list of evidence. I spread out my notebook. Tier 1, DNA evidence. Ryan and Mia, no parent-child relationship. David and Mia, parent-child relationship confirmed. Tier 2, evidence of abuse. Medical records, malnutrition, dehydration, old wounds. Mia's testimony, 3 months of confinement, dog food. Photos, condition when found in backyard. Tier 3, evidence of fraud. Concealment of previous marriage. Fake pregnancy. Fake ultrasound photos actually purchased 3 years ago. Fake birth. 5 years of continuous lies. Tier 4, financial fraud. $180,000 in casino spending. $5,000 monthly fraudulent withdrawals. Credit card fraud. Tier 5, framing the ex-husband. False DV allegations. Kidnapping of daughter. 3 months of concealment. Perfect. The lawyer nodded. With all this, she's looking at 25 years minimum. Ryan took a deep breath. I'll call Jessica. Get her to come home. Wait. I stopped my son. You have to act. Don't let her suspect anything. As a normal husband. As a normal mother-in-law. Ryan nodded. And made the call. Put it on speaker. Hi honey. Jessica, where are you? At the spa. Why? Can you come home? I need to talk to you. About what? Ryan acted perfectly. No tension in his voice at all. About Emma. Mom finally wants to meet her. She's asking about dinner together tonight. Long silence. Tonight? Yeah. We've been waiting so long. It's been 5 years. Bring Emma. An even longer silence. Okay. I'll be there at 7. The call ended. Detective Brown nodded. Perfect. She doesn't suspect a thing. 7 o'clock. I looked at my watch. In 3 hours, it'll all be over. 6:45 p.m. We were sitting in Ryan's living room. Ryan, me, Detective Brown, 2 police officers, and the lawyer. Everyone was calm. But my heart was racing. 6:58 p.m. The sound of a car arriving. The sound of a door opening. Ryan. I'm home. Jessica's voice was cheerful. She knew nothing. Suspected nothing. She walked into the living room. Smiling. But that smile froze when she saw our faces. What's going on? I stood up. Sit down, Jessica. Eleanor. Why are you here? And, who are these people? Detective Brown stood up. Showed his badge. Detective Marcus Brown, Aurora Police Department. Please sit down, Mrs. Mitchell. The color drained from Jessica's face. She slowly sat down in the chair. Her hands started shaking. I didn't do anything. We haven't asked you anything yet. I placed the first piece of evidence on the table. The DNA test results. Look at this. Jessica looked at the document. Her face went even paler. What is this? DNA test results. Ryan's and Emma's. Why would you do that? I smiled coldly. Because you wouldn't let us meet her for 5 years. Didn't you think that was strange? Emma is shy. There is no Emma. Ryan stood up. That child's name is Mia. Mia Harper. Your daughter from your previous marriage. Jessica backed away. I can explain. I placed the next piece of evidence down. Divorce records. Explain this too. Marriage to David Harper. Divorce. Loss of custody. Reason, child neglect and gambling addiction. Another document. Casino receipts. $180,000 over the past 3 years. Ryan's money. Another one. Medical records. Mia's malnutrition. Dehydration. Signs of abuse. All during the period when you were taking care of her. Jessica tried to stand up. I need to leave. The 2 police officers stepped forward. Please remain seated. Jessica sat back down. There was no escape now. The door opened. David walked in. Hello, Jessica. Jessica's eyes went wide. David? Why are you here? 3 months. 3 months I searched for my daughter. You lied that I abused her. You destroyed my reputation. You took my daughter. And you starved her. She wanted to come with me. Because you hurt her. I pulled out the medical records. The medical records refute that. All of Mia's injuries coincide with the period when you had her. Not a single one during David's time. That's a lie. Ryan stepped forward. 5 years, Jessica. 5 years you lied to me. That you were pregnant. You showed me ultrasound photos. That you gave birth at the hospital. But it was all lies. I did it for us. For our future. Future. Ryan's voice became ice cold. Using my money for gambling. Pretending your ex-husband's daughter was mine. Locking that child in an old house and starving her. That's a future. Jessica screamed. I had no choice. I had debts. The casino, they were coming after me. I needed money. So you abused your daughter. David's voice trembled. With anger. With grief. So you framed me. So you took my daughter. Jessica started crying. Please. I'm sorry. I'll do anything. Detective Brown stood up. Took out handcuffs. Jessica Harper, you're under arrest for child abuse, child imprisonment, kidnapping, fraud, and perjury. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. No. This is wrong. Ryan, please. Ryan answered coldly. You're not my wife. You never were. The officers grabbed Jessica's arms. Handcuffed her. She kept screaming. But her voice grew more and more distant. The door closed. The room fell silent. David collapsed into a chair. It's over. I put my hand on his shoulder. Let's go see your daughter. The hospital corridor was quiet. David walked beside me. His hands were shaking. His breathing was shallow. Will she remember me? She remembers you. She talked about you. But Jessica told her that I was bad. Mia is a smart girl. She knows the truth. We stopped in front of the hospital room door. David took a deep breath. Reached out his hand. But the trembling wouldn't stop. I opened the door for him instead. Mia was sitting up in bed. Real food on the tray in front of her. Soup, bread, fruit. She stopped eating. Looked at the door. And then saw David. 3 seconds. Her eyes went wide. The spoon fell. Daddy. David's face crumpled. Tears poured out. Hi, baby girl. Mia reached out her arms. Daddy. David ran. Fell to his knees by the bed. Hugged his daughter. They both cried. I'm sorry, Daddy. Mommy said you were bad. I was scared. I'm not bad, sweetheart. I never hurt you. Never. I know. I know now. Mommy lied. Are you mad at me? For not finding you sooner? Mia shook her head. Wrapped her arms around her father's neck. You found me. That's all that matters. I'll never let you go again. Never. I promise. 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 Ryan and I watched from outside the door. There were tears in Ryan's eyes too. I thought she was my daughter for 5 years. But you loved her. That love was real. She's not my daughter. I squeezed my son's hand. But you saved her life. That's the greatest gift. David looked up. Saw us and nodded. Wiped his tears. Thank you. Both of you. For bringing my daughter back. We only did what needed to be done. 2 weeks later, the courtroom. Jessica sat at the defendant's table. Orange prison jumpsuit. Handcuffs. Her face was pale, dark circles under her eyes. The judge looked at the documents. Jessica Harper, you are charged with child abuse, child imprisonment, kidnapping, fraud, and perjury. How do you plead? Jessica said nothing. Mrs. Harper, please enter your plea. Not guilty. The courtroom murmured. The prosecutor stood up. Your Honor, we present the evidence. For the next 2 hours, the prosecutor presented all the evidence. DNA tests. Medical records. Video of Mia's testimony. Casino receipts. Bank records. Fake ultrasound photos. Public records. False DV allegations. Everything. Jessica's lawyer couldn't refute anything. The evidence was perfect. Overwhelming. Indisputable. The judge put down the documents. This court has never seen such a calculated, cold-blooded crime. You used your own daughter as a tool. You deceived two men. And you drove an innocent child to the brink of death. Jessica spoke for the first time. I had no choice. Debts, the casino. I needed money. So you imprisoned your daughter. She came to me. I couldn't tell Ryan about my past. So you hid her in an empty house and starved her. I brought food. The judge's voice became ice cold. According to medical records, you abandoned your daughter for 3 days. She was eating dog food. A 5-year-old child. Your daughter. Jessica couldn't say anything. Jessica Harper, I sentence you to 25 years in prison. No parole. Additionally, you are ordered to pay $3.2 million in restitution to Ryan Mitchell and $800,000 to David Harper. Parental rights are permanently revoked. The restraining order against contact with Mia Harper is permanent. No. Please. Ryan. Ryan looked away. David. I'm sorry. David was holding his daughter. Said nothing. Eleanor. Tell them. Tell them I'm not a monster. I answered coldly. But you are a monster. The bailiffs led Jessica away. Her screams echoed through the hallway. But soon fell silent. The door closed. It was over. Outside the courtroom, David held his daughter. Mia was smiling. Is it over, Daddy? It's over, baby girl. No one will hurt you anymore. Mia looked at us. Grandma Eleanor, Uncle Ryan, thank you. Ryan knelt down. Met Mia's eyes. Mia, you're such a strong girl. You helped me. You and Grandma found me. I thought you were my daughter. But you weren't. Mia placed her small hand on Ryan's cheek. You were kind to me. Mommy always said the new daddy was nice. She was right about that. Your daddy is him. I know. But your family too. Your Uncle Ryan, right? Tears filled Ryan's eyes. Yes. I'm your Uncle Ryan. Then I'll see you again. Of course. Anytime. David extended his hand. Shook hands with Ryan. Thank you. Really. If it weren't for you too. Just make Mia happy. I promise. 6 months later. I was sitting in my office. The genetics research lab at the university. The place I'd worked for 30 years. But today was a special day. There was a knock on the door. Come in. Ryan walked in. And Mia and David too. Surprise. Mia ran over to me. Hugged me. Grandma Eleanor. We came to visit. I picked her up. Oh, Mia. What a wonderful surprise. She looked healthy. Color in her cheeks, her hair shiny. Her smile was radiant. The emaciated figure from 6 months ago was nowhere to be found. Look. She showed me a drawing. I drew this for you. The picture showed 4 people. Daddy. Uncle Ryan. Grandma Eleanor. And Mia. Everyone smiling. It's beautiful, sweetheart. David smiled. She talks about you all the time. Grandma Eleanor found me. Grandma Eleanor saved me. We all saved her together. Ryan looked out the window. Mom, I have an announcement. What is it? I've officially launched a new organization. The Child DNA Truth Foundation. We'll support fraud victims and raise awareness about the importance of DNA testing. That's wonderful. David's joining the board too. And Mom, I'd like you to join as scientific advisor. I looked at my son. Of course. I'd be honored. Mia pulled my hand. Grandma, show me your lab. Daddy said you study faces. I laughed. That's right. I study how faces pass from parent to child. Like my eyes? Daddy says I have his eyes. I looked at Mia's face. Almond-shaped eyes. Just like David's. That's right. Your eyes are just like your daddy's. And my nose. Your daddy's nose. And my smile. I smiled. That smile is all your own. Mia laughed. We toured the lab. I showed her the microscopes. Showed her DNA samples. Mia was interested in everything. Kept asking questions. A smart girl. A strong girl. A girl who survived. That night, we had dinner at my house. Ryan, David, Mia, and me. The table was filled with laughter. Mia was eating pasta. Not dog food anymore. Not on the floor of an old house anymore. Surrounded by family. She laughed sometimes. Whenever David told a joke. She looked at Ryan sometimes. Called him Uncle Ryan. She smiled at me too. Grandma Eleanor. No blood relation. But there was love. That was all that mattered. After dinner, Mia sat on my lap. Grandma. Yes, sweetheart. Thank you for finding me. I hugged her. Thank you for being so strong, Mia. Will you always be my grandma? Always. Forever. She smiled. And fell asleep. In my arms. Safe. Loved. Outside the window, stars were shining. Ryan sat down next to me. Mom, I think about that day. If you had ignored that uneasy feeling, if you hadn't started investigating, if you hadn't gone to the old house. Mia might have died. But you took action. You gathered evidence. You found the truth. I squeezed my son's hand. Sometimes, saving a child means letting go of what you thought was yours. And returning her to where she truly belongs. But the love. I looked at Mia's sleeping face. Love changes form. Even without blood. Family is chosen. And we chose Mia. David stood by the window. Eleanor, Ryan, without you too. I would have lost my daughter forever. We only found the truth. No. You taught me what family means. It's not blood. It's love. Those words echoed through the room. Not blood. Love. 1 year later. Saturday morning, the park was filled with children's laughter. I sat on a bench. Ryan was next to me. In the distance, Mia was running around. David was chasing his daughter. Both of them laughing. Mother. I turned around. A young woman was standing there. Yes. I'm Sarah Mitchell. Your son Ryan's new friend. Ryan stood up. His face turned red. Mom, I wanted to introduce you. Sarah, this is my mom. I smiled. Nice to meet you, Sarah. Ryan's told me so much about you. About how you saved Mia. Please, sit. Sarah sat down. I'm a pediatric nurse. I volunteer at Ryan's foundation. That's wonderful. Mia came running over. Uncle Ryan. Who's this? This is Sarah. Mia looked up at her. Are you Uncle Ryan's girlfriend? Ryan's face got even redder. Sarah laughed. Maybe. Mia smiled. Good. Uncle Ryan needs someone nice. We all laughed. David approached. Everyone, I have news. What? I'm getting married. Silence. Then everyone stood up. Congratulations. Who? Her name is Maria. She's a teacher. We met at Mia's school. Mia jumped up and down. Miss Maria. I love Miss Maria. David lifted his daughter up. She loves you too, baby girl. I squeezed his hand. Be happy. Already am. Thanks to you. That afternoon, we all had lunch together. Ryan, Sarah, David, Mia, and me. A new family. Not connected by blood. But connected by love. Mia stood up in the middle of the table. I want to say something. Everyone fell silent. 1 year ago, I was alone. Scared. Hungry. David held his daughter's hand. But Grandma Eleanor found me. She saved me. Uncle Ryan helped. Daddy came back. She looked around at all of us. Now I have a family. A real family. Not because of blood. Because of love. She looked at me. Thank you, Grandma Eleanor. For seeing what others couldn't see. Tears ran down my cheeks. But this time, they were tears of happiness. Thank you, Mia. For being so strong. We all hugged. All of us. 5 people. A new family. A chosen family. That night, I went home. Alone. But not lonely. On the wall hung the picture Mia had drawn. 5 people holding hands. Daddy. Miss Maria. Uncle Ryan. Sarah. Grandma Eleanor. And Mia. Everyone smiling. I stared at the picture. For 30 years, I studied faces. How genes are passed down. From parent to child. But that day in the backyard, I learned. Family isn't defined by blood. Not defined by genes. Family is defined by choice. Defined by love. And sometimes, by the courage to find the truth. I looked out the window. Stars were shining. And I knew. Somewhere, Mia was sleeping. Safely. Loved. Surrounded by her real family. That was everything.